Sama ko sa pa, mayong gabi sa atong mga suki nga tigsudong sa atong programa The Endless Truth that will set you free. Episode 14 nagta mga kapaglaom ug ay mo kalimot hangtod karong Oktubre 9, adlaw kana nga adlaw papahulay Sabado matapos ang atong programa. Salamat kayo sa inyong makanunayon nga pagsubay ug pagpaminaw pinagi usab on air sa atong Hope Radio Mati maingon man sa atong Hope Radio Tagum City. Karon nga adlaw mga kapaglaw Oktubre 5 tuig 2021 ug kini naila sa tibok kalibutan nga Teachers Day no sa di pa ko padayon abot nako nga i-greet ang tanan nato nga mga magigiting na mga guro na atong mga idol nga mga teachers lakip og particular na gyud sa ako nga mga mahal sa kinabuhi ang akong asawa nga na dinha nagtudlo sa Tagum City National High School Melissa Pulistico Buko. Happy Teachers Day. Maingon man sa akong sister-in-law nga napo dinha sa Island Garden City of Samal, also teaching in Anunang National High School. Happy Teachers Day also kanimo Sister Joy. Ako igagaw si Runa Maglasang usa-usab ka magtutudlo. Happy Teachers Day usab kanimo. Og sa tanan nato nga mga magtutudlo nga naga celebrar karon sa inyong adlaw no. Unta gawas nini atong celebration na apoy bonus alang unta ninyo no. Mao ni among handom nga inyong madawat karong adlaw. Ug dili lang sa ato nga mga magtutudlo ang ato nga pagtimbaya karon nga hapon kundi usab sa tanan nato nga mga medical frontliners. Kamo among gipasalamatan gyud kanunay atong mga doctors, atong mga nurses labi na gyud sa ako ang higala buutan kay nga nurse si Mambing Kalamba Biting nga nadiha sa City Health Office. Salamat kayo sa makanunayon nga pag-amuma panahon nga kami adunay tuyo dinha sa mga opisina ang Ginoo kanunay magapanalangin kanimo Mambing. God bless you more. Padayon ta mga kapaglaom apan sa dili pa nato tukion ang atong lahin usab nga topiko karon tungod kay Teachers Day man karon atong hisgutan ang usa ka balaod gitawag ni mga kapaglaom mga kaigsunan og Anti-Bullying Act of 2013. This is I believe is the most relevant topic in time sa atong celebration sa Teachers Day. Apan sa dili pa dunay tulo ka mga pangutana ang atong tagaan pagtagad karon nga hapon. Question number 1. Akong pangutana, attorney, ako yuta giprinda og 100,000 among sabot lukaton nako sulod sa 8 ka tuig. Pwede ba nako lukaton bisan 2 years pa? Didto mis barangay lang mi nagsabot, signed by the barangay captain. Okay, salamat kayo. Now sa imong saysay karon na kapaglaom, ang inyong sabot sa prinda is ang period 8 ka tuig. So karon ang pangutana, pwede ba nimo lukaton in 2 years? Sa akong pagtuo pwede ra. Pero ang katuyuan manggod og duna mo'y period nga gisgutan but pasabot panahon nga dinhi mo bayaran ang actually kining prinda ang principal contract kani is loan man. Kanang prinda sa English na gitawag nato og real estate mortgage accessory contract lang na. So the primary contract is the contract of loan but pasabot utang. Now sumala sa balaod kung ang duha ka partido sa kontrata mag-uyon gani og panahon sama sa migingon 8 ka tuig kana nga panahon gituyo gininyo pagsabot aron nga kamong duha nagprinda o giprindahan makabenepisyo nini. Sa nagprinda makabenepisyo siya tungod kay taas ang iyang panahon nga mogbayad. Sa giprindahan usab ang benepisyo nga iyang madawat dinha mao ang interest pod sa loan nga imong gikuha. So tungod nini gituyo niyo paghimo ang 8 ka tuig sumala sa inyong sabot. Pero yung pangutana, pwede ba katon sulod sa 2 ka tuig gitawag nato ni i-pay off ba nimo? I-pre-terminate nimo inyong contract. Pwede ra pod. Wala gi supak kana sa balaod. Kana kun mosugot pod ang imong giprindahan. Now, certainly mosugot ang imong giprindahan kwintahon ang interest niya ng maong loan sulod sa 8 ka tuig. So I'm sure nga ingana gyud ang dagatan diha. Siguro maka minus ka lang jutay tungod kay na shorten ang period. But certainly ang imong giprindahan kapag laom mangayo gini siya og interest nga naglangkob usab sa 8 ka tuig, no? So hisgutin ninyo ni balik mo sa barangay kon pila ang imong mahangyo nga imong mabayran sa kantidad sa loan nga imong himo nganha sa imong giprindahan. Okay? I hope klaro ang atong tubag sa imong pangutana kapag laom. Ikaduha nga pangutana. Padayon ta, good PM po sir. Taga Bacayda, Baganga District, mangutana unta ko about sa yuta nga gi-awards sa DAR ngadto sa among amahan. Apan giharian karon sa among mga brother kay sila daw ang dunay katungod-tungod mga lalaki daw sila. Tawag unta ko aron ma-explain ang tanan if pwede po sir. Agoy. Murag sige lang anyway nagtuo ko nga nagasudong ka karon na kapaglaom gihapon. Now, gusto po na akong taklarohon na kapaglaom ko ng imong amahan buhi pa ba? kay sa iya man ka gi-award ang maong property nga gikan sa Department of Agrarian Reform. But anyway, duha ka sitwasyon na atong isgutan. Kung buhi pa ang imong amahan nga mo'y awardee sa maong luna, ang imong amahan ato na nisgutan sa atong milabay nga topikos panulundon, way labot ang mga anak, gawas lang ko ng amahan voluntaryo niya nga ipaugman ang yuta nga gi-award kaniya. Pero kung siya mismo ang madumala sa pag-ugman ng yuta, ang mga anak pwede gyud og dili magilabot. Okay? Ikaduha, kung patay na nga imong amahan nga diin na siya mo'y gawardan sa yuta, sakto ba ang gimo sa imong mga igsoon? Matod pa nimo sila'y naghari karon din na kay matod pa sila lalaki. Sakto ba ni? Dili gyud na siya sakto. Wala tagi probisyon sa balaod niya na nga kumo lalaki sila gyud ang makapanunod sa kabtangan nga nahibilin sa mga ginikanan. Ang balaod wala nagdiskriminar. Wala nag-ila kung ikaw lalaki o babae o kinsa lang to'y tagaan sa panulundon. Tanan nga mga anak iridiro maoy makapanunod gyud sa kabtangan sa ilang mga ginikanan. So dili sakto og walay legal nga basihan nga ang imong mga igsoong lalaki maoy magdumala ni ana, kundi kamong tanan nga mga anak ang modumala ni ana. As much as possible in equal share kapag laom. Okay? So follow up lang gyapon sa atong programa kapag laom Texter, o di ba ka atong sa atuang viewer karon may tungod sa imong pangutana kung doon na ka pa'y buot pagyud isumpay sa atong tubag karon. Ikatulo nato nga pangutana. Good evening, Judge. As lang ko na abay habilitation ang original wife sa insurance or pension nga nagpakasal ang iyang bana sa Muslim, wedding og unya iyang beneficiary adto sa second wife. Unya naghimo pod siyag will nga ang second wife jud ang nakasunod sa iyang ari-arian, pero kami nga balay ug uban pa naka-acquire after nagbulag sila. Alright, so dunay duha ka sitwasyon diri. Texter, I learned nga kini nga pangutana gikan sa atong viewer abroad, no? Ang nagtuo ko nga nagsudong ka karon igsuon ug unta ako matubag ng imong pangutana. Dunay duha ka sitwasyon diri actually. Number one, kining insurance proceed nimo or pension. Ikaduha, kining mga kabtangan nga matod pa nimo na acquire ninyo sa diha nga sa will, no, nga atong gisgutan. So, naminyo og usab ang bana in a Muslim wedding, assuming nga kana siya is a valid marriage. Now, kinsa man mo padulong karon ang insurance proceeds or pension. Now, depende kana sa insurance company kung kinsa ang gidesignate sa insured as his or her beneficiary. No? So, sa insurance policy probably wala man gyud na nagingon nga ang compulsory years gyud may mahimong beneficiary. So, if it is another person who is designated by the insured to be his or her beneficiaries, and that person will be entitled to receive the insurance proceeds or pension. Alright? Lahi kon ang will. Now, ikaduhang sitwasyon, dunay will nga gihimo. Kung dunay will nga gihimo, nga gi-award kini sa second wife. Now, dili pwede nga tanan ma-award dito sa second wife. Although, dunay free portion nga atong gitawag sa balaod, mao ni ang bahin sa kabtangan nga diin idisposar sa testator ni bisan kinsa, not necessarily the compulsory heirs, pero katong legitimate nga atong gisgutan sa Article 886 of the Civil Code, kini nga bahin sa kabtangan sa namatay, gireserba na ni daan sa ihagyod nga mga compulsory heirs. So you being the first wife is considered also as the compulsory heir. And then, I believe nga before siya nagminyo sa ikaduha, kanang inyuhang property na acquire during the first marriage, I hope na settle na. If that is not settled, then certainly na kay bahin sa kabtangan sa imong bana kung siya namatay na after he executed will. So akong usbon, doon na kay bahin na Texter, kung kana gihimo niya sa will. Dili tanan pwede iyang i-dispose ngadto sa iyang second wife. Labi na gyud kung ang inyong first marriage pamadissolve ug doon na mo na property na acquired during your marriage. Okay? So, nag-ampo ko gihapon kapag laom nga tinaw o tatawa akong tubag sa imong mga pautana. Just the same, og doon na pa'y buti klaro, i-follow up gyapon ang ato ng tubagon sa sunod na po nato nga pagpakiguban. Di ta maglangan mga kapaglaom tungod kay usan-usab ka balaod ang atong hisgutan karon, no? Again, in time of our celebration sa Teachers Day, I would like to discuss with you Republic Act 10627 or the Anti-Bullying Act of 2013 and its implementing rules and regulations. Akong gikuha kini nga PowerPoint presentation sa atuang DepEd nga website mga kapaglaom, and I like the PowerPoint presentation. Now, sumala sa pagtuon nga ang nagkadaya nga mga abuso ang na-encourse sa ato ang mga estudyante in the high school or elementary including kindergarten students or pupils mga kapaglaom. Now, there was a survey conducted involving kinds of violence, whether physical, verbal, sexual among children. We consider this as acts of bullying. No, sumala sa pagtuon sa Department of Education sa grades 4 to 6, dunay upat nga mga common kay nga mga abuso nga nakomitar sa ato nga mga estudyante. Verbal abuse, physical abuse, verbal sexual abuse, and inappropriate touching. So, makita po din na sa atong screen mga kapaglaom nga pinakataas gyud ni ang pagpangabusong verbal. But pasabot gisulti a student against a student. All right now, Anti-Bullying Act, I would like to emphasize foremost is that this is an act committed by a student against another student. The parties involved in this particular acts mga kapaglaom only are students. Meaning, a teacher can never be charged of violating this law because bullying is committed by a student against another student. It cannot be committed by a teacher against a student or by a student against a teacher. Okay? So, klaro? So, only between and among students nga na din sa eskwelahan ang pwede makakomitar sa bullying. Now, what about ang teacher mo yung nagpangabuso sa mga estudyante, gikasaban, gipakaulawan? Is that a violation of the Anti-Bullying Act of 2013? The answer is no. That is not considered by law as an act of bullying, but probably considered as a corporal punishment, which is punishable by another law, not this particular law. Okay? So I hope klaro na, before mo pa dayon, no? Now what about sa atong mga high school students? The same, verbal abuse gihapon. Ang grabe nga pinakadaghan nga insidente may tungod sa pag-abuso sa mga kauban nga mga estudyante. Physical abuse, ikaduha gyapon, verbal, sexual, and inappropriate touching. So you will see the pattern mga kapaglaom nga among all the group of students, kining kanang abuso gyud nga verbal, kining gilungat nga mga pulong, mao gi pinakataas na. Sumala usab sa survey nga gimo natong school year 2011, doon nila may natala nga pipila ka mga kaso ang DepEd may tungod sa pagsupak nining balaod. Sa school year 2012, adunay sobra libo, maingon man sa school year 2013, adunay 200 or 5,000 kapin ka mga incidents of bullying na. If you will see, kini nga mga numero mga kapaglaom nagakataas samtang ang tuig usab nagakadugay mga kapaglaom na. Diri ta igsoon, unsa maning bullying? Sumala sa Republic Act 10627, this is defined as any severe or repeated use by one or more students of a written, verbal, or electronic expression or a physical act or gesture or any combination thereof directed at another student that has the effect of actually causing or placing the latter in reasonable fear of physical or emotional harm or damage to his property, creating a hostile environment at school for other student, infringing on the rights of the other student at school, or materially and substantially disrupting the education process or the orderly operation of a school, such as but not limited to the following. Now, before we proceed, klaro kayo ang legal definition sa bullying nga kini makumitar taliwala sa estudyante batok sa estudyante. Ikaduha, kini grabe o giusap-usap paghimo sa estudyante batok sa usa ka estudyante o kana nga binuhatan, whether it is done through electronic expression or physical act or gesture, nakahatag og dakong epekto ngadto sa lahing estudyante nga nakapahimo ang eskwelahan di na siya ganahan moadto, o di ba ka nasupak ang iyahang katungod, o di ba ka nadisturbo ang iyahang pag-eskwela tungod naning maong binuhatan. So atong i-enumerate mga kapaglaom unsa ni any unwanted physical contact between the bully and the victim. So ang tao nga nag-act who committed an act of bullying is called bully. On the other hand, ang biktima is called considered as the victim. No, any unwanted physical contact between the bully and the victim. Unwanted, dili gusto ang usa ka estudyante nga kini yang nakumitar. Second, any act that causes damage to a victim's physique and or emotional well-being. Ikatulo, any slanderous statement or accusation that causes the victim undue emotional distress and cyberbullying or any bullying done through the use of technology or any electronic means. Now, please take note of these following acts mga kapaglaom. Now, we also have what we call a cyberbullying exon. This is an act done through the use of technology or any electronic means. The term shall also include any contact resulting to harassment, intimidation, or humiliation through the use of other forms of technology such as but not limited to texting, email, instant messaging, chatting, internet, social media, online games, or other platform or formats of defined in DepEd Order number 40 series of 2012. So, ang nakalahi lang yun mga kapaglaom sa ordinary act of bullying is that cyberbullying is committed by electronic means. Texting, sama sa giingon din na sa implementing rules and regulation. But the acts are actually the same. These are abuses that are committed through electronic means. Meaning, ipakulawan ka, pinagi sa text, di ba ka sa chat, post sa Facebook, etc. Nga tungod niya na, napektuhan ang physics sa bata, ang well-being, di na siya ganahan mo eskwelahan tungod sa pagpakaulang nga grabe gihimo sa iyang classmate o di ba kakauban sa tulunghaan. Any other form of bullying as may be provided in the school's child protection or anti-bullying policy consistent with the act and this implementing rules and regulation. Now, bullying shall also include social bullying. Now, these are terms under the implementing rules and regulations of Republic Act 10627. Any deliberate, repetitive, and aggressive social behavior intended to hurt others or to belittle another individual or group. Example, nakakada sa grupo, o niya, gipakaulawan ka, di ba ka, gitula ka in the presence of the public or all other students, we call this as social bullying. Another form is gender-based bullying. It is an act that humiliates or excludes a person on the basis of perceived or actual sexual orientation and gender identity. Meaning to say, an act of bullying that is directed against a person who want to be identified as this particular person. No? Kini mga sugi na to nga mga kabatanunan. So, if you committed an act of bullying that is directed against his sexual orientation, that is what we call as gender-based bullying. Now, all elementary and secondary schools are directed to adopt policies to address the existence of bullying in their respective institutions. So, sa tanan nga mga tulunghaan nga akong gibisitaan o naghatag kog lecture nga sama nini, dalipay ko tungod kay nindot ang response sa mga eskwelahan nga akong gibisitaan. They are now able to form a committee pertaining to this one, no? The Child Protection Committee as well as the Anti-Bullying Committee. Now, Republic Act 10627 is applicable to all public and private kindergartens also. Dili lang elementary o high school, senior high school o junior, but this also covers even kindergarten schools. Now, what must be the contents of school policies addressing bullying? Number one, there it should be enumerated the prohibited acts. Unsa may mga acts that are considered by law as well as the implementing rules and regulations that are prohibited. As much as possible, this shall be included in the student's handbook. Letter B, the range of disciplinary administrative actions that may be taken against a perpetrator for bullying or retaliation which shall be commensurate with the nature and gravity of the offense and a rehabilitation program which shall be administered by the institution concerned. Now, under this law, Republic Act 10627, dunay tulok ka mga administrative sanctions or penalties nga diin ang bully pwede niya masuffer after, of course, hearing that is being conducted by the committee of the school mga kapaglaom. Well, sumalas mong balaod, dunay tulok ka mga posible imposar nimo. Number one is suspension for how many number of days. That must be stipulated also in the student's handbook. Ikaduha, could be expulsion from the school. No? Pwede siya i-expel from the school kung ang iyang salaod sa pagsupak nini nga balaod mga kapaglaom is grabe nga dagway or nature. So again, the penalty to be imposed, administrative penalty to be imposed by the school must be commensurate with the nature and gravity of the offense. All right? And another form is rehabilitation. Pwede siya i-refer for rehabilitation. Now, letter C, in order to contain, is the act of prevention and intervention. Of course, the policy of the school also must include the procedure whereby the victim can file a complaint against the bully. Now, what are the prohibited acts under this law? Number one, bullying at the following, school grounds. Ito na nakita sa itong definition sa bullying. So, if these acts are committed within the following venues or places mga kapaglaom, then that is covered by the law. Letter A, school grounds. Alright? Letter B, property immediately adjacent to school grounds. No, not necessarily within the school premises. It could be outside of the gate but adjacent to the gate, adjacent to the school. Nga dindihan hitabo ang pangpagbuli. Tinulakay, sunumbagay, pagpakaulaw, etc., etc., that is still covered. Letter C, school-sponsored, school-related activities, functions, or programs, whether on or off school grounds. Meaning to say, even if the students are outside of the school and are there uh, participating in a school-related activities such as educational trip and all others, acts of bullying are committed there, that is still considered as a prohibited acts. No? Bantayan na mga kauban na itong mga estudyante. Letter D, even the school bus stops, usually these are outside of the school already, and yet this is covered as a prohibited act. School buses or other vehicles owned, leased, or used by the school. Bisan pa, gikan sa balay, ang mga estudyante nagsakay sa school bus going to the school. And there while on board of the bus, mga kapaglaom, acts of being committed by a student against another, still covered. Letter F, school buses or school services privately owned but accredited by the school. Still, this law is covered. Number 2, bullying through the use of technology or electronic device or other forms of media owned, leased, or used by a school. So, the same concept, the only difference in cyberbullying is that this is committed through electronic means. Number 3, bullying at a location, activity, function, or program that is not school-related and through the use of technology or an electronic device or other forms of media that is not owned, leased, or used by a school. And number 4, retaliation against a person who reports bullying, who provides information during investigation of bullying, or who is a witness to or has reliable information about bullying. Now, why is this included? Because the law itself considers that any report relayed and obtained by the school administration pertaining to an act of violence should be kept confidential. Alright, so meaning to encourage other students, no? Aron gyud nga ihagat ang mga ubang estudyante nga mo report if you are a witness of an act of bullying. Nakita ka nga dunay duha ka estudyante nagsinumbagay, gitabangan og usa ka grupo. Okay, ayaw kahadlok. Ayaw kahadlok report na sa school principal, sa school advisor because your name shall be kept confidential, dili na i-reveal. If however, mailhan ka nga mo'y nag-report, and there is what we call as retaliation. The act of retaliation itself is also considered as a prohibited act. Okay? So, muna mga kapaglaom. Now, what would be the duties and school responsibilities of the school? Sumala sa IRR, of course, the school is to adopt and implement a child protection or anti-bullying policy in accordance with the law. Next, provide students and their parents or guardians a copy of the child protection or anti-bullying policy adopted by the school. It should be contained in the student's handbook as much as possible. Next, educate students on the dynamics of bullying, the anti-bullying policies of the school, as well as the mechanisms for the anonymous reporting of acts of bullying or retaliation. Now, what about additional duties and responsibilities of school? Educate parents and guardians about the dynamics of the bullying, the child protection, anti-bullying policy of the school, and how parents and guardians can provide support and reinforce the said policy at home. Next, devise prevention, intervention, protective, and remedial measures to address bullying. Next, conduct the capacity building activities for guidance counselors, teachers, and members of the child protection committees. I'm sure that all our schools already have this committee, child protection committee. All the members thereof must be already organized. No? Ensure effective implementation of the anti-bullying policy and monitor compliance therewith. Ensure the safety of the victim of bullying, the bully, and the bystander, and determine the student's needs for protection. Another one, ensure the rights of the victim, the bully, and the bystanders are protected and upheld during the conduct of the investigation. So, kinahanglan gini i-plaster gyud sa eskwelahan mga kapaglaom, mga kaisunan, aron gyud ang pag-report sa mga bully, no? Na din na sa school o madasig ang mga ubang estudyante. Right? Maintain a public record or statistics of incidents of bullying retaliation, coordinate with the appropriate offices, other agencies or instrumentalities for appropriate assistance and intervention as required by the circumstance. So this is now the composition of the Child Protection Committee. Now, this also can be a composition of the Anti-Bullying Committee. Now, who composed this committee? Of course, the school head or the administrator as the chairperson. Next, guidance counselor or a teacher as a vice chairperson. Another member is a representative from the teachers as designated by the faculty club. Next, representative of the parents as designated by the Peer and Teachers Association. Next, representative of students except in kindergarten as designated by the Supreme Student Council. And of course, representative from the community as designated by the punong barangay, preferably a member of the Barangay Council for the Protection of Children and Women. And for private schools, a representative from the community provided in the preceding number shall also be optional. So, there are of course 6 members of the Child Protection Committee. These are the very persons who are going to oversee and manage, supervise the operation of the implementation of this particular law. What are the functions of the child protection policy? Of course, the conduct awareness raising programs with school stakeholders in preventing and addressing bullying, no? Seminars, trainings, fora, etc. Ensure that the anti-bullying policy adopted by the school is implemented. Ipatuman yun sa tulunghan. And of course, monitor all cases, incidents related to bullying reported or referred by a teacher, guidance counselor, or coordinator, or any person designated to handle prevention and prevention measures mentioned in the preceding sections of the implementing rules and regulation, and make the necessary referrals to appropriate agencies, offices, or persons as may be required by the circumstances. Now, a lot of questions ako madungog after I lecture this one is the procedure in handling bullying cases in school. Now, we have different responses. We have immediate responses that there must be an attention of any school immediately called. The school personnel shall intervene by, number one, stopping the bullying or retaliation immediately. Kung makita yun in the presence of a teacher that bullying is being committed, then certainly, as a good father of the family, ipaundang, ipasipay, o ipahunong ang mao nga bullying, separating the students involved, no? Removing the victim or in appropriate cases, the bully or offending student from the site, ensuring the victim's safety, and bringing the bully to the guidance office or the designated school personnel. Another response is to report the bullying incident or retaliation. Now, all bullying incidents or retaliation shall be immediately reported to the teacher, guidance counselor, or any person designated to handle bullying incident. All right? And the school head or the designated school personnel shall inform the parents or guardian of the victim and the bully about the incident. Now, if an incident of bullying or retaliation involves students from more than one school, the school that was first informed of the bullying or retaliation shall promptly notify the appropriate administrator or school head of the other school so that both schools may take appropriate action. So, this is mo niyang sitwasyon mga kapaglaom nga dunay mga estudyante gikan sa managlahi nga tulunghaan. For example, ang isa nag-eskwela's Capitol, ang isa nag-eskwela's Mangga. Unya, during a particular school activity, one is being bullied by another. The bully is from Capitol, like say for example, and the victim is from Mangga. So, whose authority is going to take cognizance or jurisdiction of which? Sumala sa implementing rules and regulation, the school that was first informed of the bullying, meaning to say, not necessarily Mangga, not necessarily Capitol, but the school that was first informed of such particular bullying, and shall promptly notify the appropriate administrator also or school head of the other school of such particular incident. All right? Now, what about anonymous reports? How should this be treated under the law? Anonymous reports shall also be entertained, and the person who reported incident shall be afforded protection from possible retaliation. So, moni gyud ang saad sa balaod, and this is the safety net among students who are considered as witness or bystanders in an act of bullying to truly report these bullying incidents para mahunong naning pagpangbully sa uban ngadto sa uban nga mga estudyante, mga kapaglaom. Alright? Another one, fact-finding and documentation. The school administrator, school head, guidance counselor, teacher, person designated to handle bullying incident shall separately interview in private the bully or the offending student and the victim, and determine the levels of threats and develop intervention strategies. Inform the victim and the parents or guardian of the steps to be taken, etc., and make appropriate recommendations to the Child Protection Committee on proper interventions, referrals, and monitoring, and probably also imposition of sanctions or penalties. Intervention, the Child Protection Policy also shall determine the appropriate intervention programs for the victim, the bully, and the bystanders. The school head shall ensure that these are provided to them. Referral also is one of the responses under this procedure, whereby the school head or the Child Protection Committee may refer the victims and the bully to trained professionals outside the school, such as social workers, guidance counselors, psychologists, or child protection specialists, for further assessment and appropriate intervention measures as may be necessary. So again, this should be subject to assessment and evaluation of the Child Protection Policy. To whom should the bully or the victim be referred for the appropriate intervention? And of course, we have disciplinary measures. Now, bullying incidents or retaliation shall be treated according to their nature, gravity or severity, and attendant circumstances. That's why, sumala sa balaod, managlahi ang sanctions or penalty ani nga pwede umpusar sa bully mga kapaglaom ha. Kaya nga naman, of course, there must be a hearing conducted by the committee unsa ka grabe, unsay dagway o unsa gyud ka dako gipikto sa pagpangbuli nga gihimo sa ngadto sa biktima mga kapaglaom. Now, punitive measures will also be the last resort. But pasabot katong gisgutan nato nga suspension, expulsion from the school mga kapaglaom should be treated as the last resort. Meaning, it should be considered as a death sentence kung sa criminal case pa or life imprisonment. Katong pinakagrabe na gyud nga act of bullying, possibly nga kining sanction or penalty shall be imposed. Now, what would be that be? Written reprimand, mao ni ang medyo gaan-gaan nga mga silot mga kapaglaom, written reprimand, unsa man ang reprimand? Kanabang mura imo lang siyang pasabton, kasab-an, but in writing, na? Okay, that's a very light measure to address and to stop bullying. Second is community service that is also allowed by our law as a sanction to the bully. Suspension, as what I've said, exclusion or expulsion in accordance with existing rules and regulations of the school or of the Department for Public Schools. That may be imposed also. Now, if the circumstances warrant the imposition of such penalty provided that the requirements of due process are complied with. Now, when I say due process, katong hisgutan ka ginina nga kinahanglan dunag yung hearing pagaymoon sa child protection policy. What do you mean by hearing? Is it a kind of hearing nga makita nato din nagyod sa korte kung mutanaw tag kaso? No, not necessarily. It could be an informal hearing. The essence of due process simply is that the bully, who is the respondent in the particular complaint, must be notified and informed of the nature and cause of the accusation against him. Imo ra gyud siyang ipahibalo nga nakakomitar siya og mga buhat nga posible supak sa balaod sa anti-bullying. Alright? So what particular act? Kung pwede, imo pag yung specify din ha, mga kapalaw, mga teachers, members sa Child Protection Committee. And then after such, taganin mo siya higayon nga mutubag sa pasangil batok niya, then there must be a hearing. Now, hearing may not be formal hearing, that there could be usually a face-to-face hearing between the accuser as well as the accused. No, hearing could be by way of pleadings, meaning to say, di bang kinahanglan face-to-face, papailo na nimo siya iyang tubag, papailo nimo siya memorandum, o siya basihan nganong di may exculpate siya sa pasangil batok niya, etc. etc. Then after which, then the committee shall now decide. Mo decision sila kung liable ba gyud siya o supak ba gyud siya sa balaod dining Republic Act 10627. So if there is a finding that the law is violated, then the penalty will now be imposed against the bully. So again, what would be the penalties? Akong husband, written reprimand. What else? Community service, suspension, o di ba ka expulsion, which must be ang pinakabugat nga silot tigson. The bully shall also be required to undergo intervention program, which shall be administered or supervised by the school's child protection policy. The parents of the bully shall be encouraged to join the intervention program. Now, what about if the bully is a minor? Kaya sagaran mo yun sa high school, especially elementary, they are all minor students, no? Now, if the bully is a minor and that the bullying incident or retaliation resulted in serious physical injuries or death, take note na serious physical injuries, doon ay tulog ka klaseng physical injury cases, sumala sa revised penal code, slight physical injury, less serious physical injury, and serious physical injury. Now, if the bullying incident or retaliation resulted again in serious physical injuries or death to the victim, the case shall be dealt with in accordance with the provisions of the Republic Act 9344 or the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act as amended, and its implementing rules and regulations in connection with other applicable laws, etc., etc. Meaning to say, if the bully caused death to the victim, it could be a crime of homicide, murder, as the case may be. Now, what is the penalty of murder? Murder is punishable by reclusion perpetua. That is imprisonment of 20 years and 1 day to 40 years. Or if it is a homicide, that is punishable by reclusion temporal. That is 12 years and 1 day to 20 years. Now, mapriso ba ang bully because he caused death to another student? Again, that particular question should be referred to the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act and the Republic Act 9344 o kung sa gingon din na, that when the offender is a minor, the same shall be referred to what? The intervention program whereby the DSWD or the social worker shall conduct a study or investigation whether or not kana nga bata o estudyante ni-act man niya ang pagpatay sa laing estudyante with discernment or not. Alright? So, the determination of which, no, the presence of discernment or not shall be from the DSWD. And the court now, if ever there is a case filed in court, shall now determine the proper penalty of the bully, mga kapaglaom. Alright? Again, any information relating to the identity and personal circumstances of the bully, the victim, or the bystander shall be treated with utmost confidentiality. Dili pwede ipa-announce din sa eskwelahan, di pwede i-divulge sa information ngadto sa laing tao because the same must be treated with confidentiality. Any school personnel who commits a breach of confidentiality shall be subject to appropriate administrative disciplinary action in accordance with existing rules and regulations of the Department of Education or the private school without prejudice to any civil or criminal action. So, bantayin ni mga magtutudlo. If you're one of the members of the child protection policy, you have the duty to take information confidentially that you obtain from the bully, the victim, or the bystanders. Mga kapaglaom, kining uban nga nasa slides din medyo di na kay nato hisgutan tungod kay kini aduna ni kabahin ug kalambigitan sa katungdanan sa mga tulungan dinha aron maimplementar kini nga balaod, mga kapaglaom. I hope nga bisan og ang atong gisgutan karon medyo relatable lang sa atong mga magtutulo og ato nga mga estudyante kamo tanan nga naminaw gyapon nakakaton mo tungod kay posible kamo ginikanan o di ba kamo gyapon magtutudlo that you feel that you can be a victim or a bully which the law prohibits you from doing an acts of bullying. So mga kaigsunan, mga kapaglaom, wala magitay oras sa itong panaguban karon kung kamo adunay pangutana, kung kamo adunay butlaruhon, i-type gapon ka na sa atong comment box ubos sa atong monitor o di ba ka ipadala sa atong hotline number, gihapon makita ubos ninyo sa iyong tagsa-tagsak ng mga gadget. Ang Ginoo kanunay magapanalangin kaniyong tanan, amping sa kanunay og ang Dios magapakamayo kanato.